What's up, fellow hobbyists and gamers? My name is Colby, or as I'm better known as on Twitch, Instagram, and here on YouTube, Serial Killer 02. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to put together the Raptryx and the Fury models that come in the two-player starter box set for Age of Sigmar's Warcry by Warhammer. And these models were a little bit harder to put together, so I tried to record this the best way I could. So, yeah, I hope this video helps you out, and if it does, please hit the like button. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button and the alarm button. That way you know whenever I have new videos coming out. And I'm actually going to have another video, hopefully up tomorrow, which is going to be the terrain. And I want to get that out as quick as I can because there are a few things that are not talked about in the instruction manual on how to put them together that I feel like people should know about. And there's just a couple of pieces you don't want to glue together because you won't be able to do all the different setups that the terrain cards have that come in the box if you glue these pieces together. So I will have that out tomorrow to make sure that I can get that out so you have it to be able to know exactly what you need to do. So with that being said, again, I'm not going to put all of the tools that were used to put these models together in this video. If you have not watched my first video on how to put models together, check that one out. I will have a link to that video pop up on the screen. That way you can see all of the different pieces that all the different tools that I am using to put all of these models together. And then I will also have links to all of the tools that I am using down in the description below as well. And I tried to find the cheapest ones I could for you that were still good. And everything that I have linked are tools that I have used before. So yeah, with all that being said, let's go ahead and put these models together. With this video, I'm going to do it the same way I did the last one. I'm not going to pull every sprue, but this is going to show you which sprue we're going to be using first. It's going to be the one with the C on it, and it'll have number 1 right here in the center. And there should be 2 of these because there's going to be 2 of each raptryx. So each model you're going to make twice. So what I'm going to do is show you how to make one of the models, and then if you want to go back and watch it again on how to make the second one, feel free to do that. But let's go ahead and take a look in the book at what numbers we are going to need for the first 2 raptryxes, and it looks like it's going to be C1 through C5, and it should end up looking like this when we get done, and so it won't have a head yet. So let's go ahead and cut off the C1 through C5 pieces off of the sprues and clean them up, and we will put them together. And now that we have all the pieces that we need to get started on the raptryx, let's go ahead and put the body together. So first off, you're going to grab the center body, and that's going to be piece C1, and you are going to dry fit the 2 legs onto it. So you will start over here with C2, and it should just fit in pretty easily right into that groove. So once you have that where you want it, let's go ahead and glue it down. Now that we have that leg on, let's go ahead and move on to the other leg, which is going to be piece C3. And as you could tell, this one should just snap in there as well and fit in there pretty easily. So once you have that to where it's fitting in there nice, let's go ahead and glue it. And once we get done with that, let's go ahead and do the wings. And so C4 should sit in the right-hand side pretty level and pretty easily. So once you have that set, let's go ahead and glue it, and we will move to the next wing. And with that wing glued on, it looks like the raptryx is starting to take shape. So let's go ahead and dry fit the other wing, which is going to be C5. And once you have that in there, we will go ahead and move on from there. And there it is. One of our raptryxes is done so far. So let's go ahead and build the body for the other one, and we will move on. Once you have those 2 bodies made, let's go ahead and we will move on to the next bodies, and we will just do all the bodies at once. So on this one, we are looking at C6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And remember, there's going to be 2 of each of these models. So go ahead and cut all of them off the sprues, and we will put them together. And once everything is cleaned up, go ahead and grab C7 and dry fit it into the leg spot. And when you feel like you are comfortable with the way it fits in there, put the glue in the model. With that leg put on, we can go ahead and move to C8, which is going to be the other leg. So once again, just dry fit that. Make sure it goes on the way you want it to, and then glue it together. Now with the legs on, we can go ahead and start with the wings. So let's go ahead and do C9. So once again, these fit just a little bit differently, so you kind of have to work with it and get it to where it kind of fits in there snug. And once you have that, go ahead and glue it together. Once that side is dry, let's go ahead and take a look at the other side, and this is going to be C10. And so again, take it, dry fit it, make sure it fits in there the way it's supposed to, because these are just a little bit different. And once you feel like you're comfortable with the way it's going to sit, just go ahead and glue it together. And with the 2 bodies done, we can go ahead and move on to the last set of bodies. So let's go ahead and take a look in the book at which numbers we are going to need. So it looks like this time we are going to need numbers 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So let's go ahead and cut those off, clean them up, and we will put them together. Once all those pieces are cleaned up, we can go ahead and start putting it together. So let's go ahead and start with doing the right leg, which is going to be C12. So again, just dry fit it and then glue it on. Once that leg's glued on, let's go ahead and do C13, which is going to be the smaller raised leg. So again, just dry fit it. Once it fits in there the way you want it to, go ahead and put some glue on. Now that the legs are put together, we can go ahead and start working on the wings. So let's start with C15, and that's going to go over here. And as you can tell, you have the muscles within the wing that are going to line up. So once you have that fit, go ahead and glue it. Now with that wing on, you can tell these are going to be a little bit higher in the air. So almost like they are about to fly or attack. So go ahead and dry fit the other one, and the muscles under the wing should also line up on this side as well. And so go ahead and put C14 on the right side. And with those 2 bodies done, we are ready to move on to the heads for the raptryxes. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what we can do with the heads on the raptryx. You're going to have 2 of each of these and 2 of each of the heads. So what I'm going to do is do 1 of each of the different heads, and then on C19 I'm actually going to do 2 of those and then 1 of the rest. So you can kind of split it up however you want to. All of these will go on the exact same way, but I will show you how to put 1 of them on, and then from there you can go ahead and start putting them on, and we will move on from there. I'm going to go ahead and do C19, but as you can tell, you want to have this facing back, and then there's a little notch on the neck as well as a little hole in the back of the neck area. So you just connect those 2 together and then glue it down. And once the neck piece is put on there, you can go ahead and dry fit the head just to make sure it will fit the way it's supposed to. And once you have it to where you want it, go ahead and glue it together. And there it is. That is what the raptryx should look like once you have the head and the neck piece glued on. So go ahead and do that with the rest of the necks and the heads, and we will then base them and move on to the next models. And with that, it is now time to base all of the raptryx. And the best way to do that is to get all the bases and kind of stack them up. It is going to be on these oval looking bases, and so what you're going to do is put the model back a little bit farther on the base. So it's going to go back towards the back of the base. So once you figure out exactly where you want to put it, go ahead and glue it down, and do this to all of the models. And there they are. All of the raptryx are now ready for battle. They look awesome on their bases. Looks like they are kind of floating over the ground. And so that is really cool the way that they did that. So now that we have those done, let's move those aside and we will move on to the next models. And the next models we are going to be working with are the Furies. And I think these guys are really cool. So let's go ahead and take a look. It looks like we're going to need 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37 for the first two. So let's go ahead and cut those off the sprues, clean them up, and we will go ahead and put them together. And with that piece done, let's go ahead and you will take the left wing. It's going to have the most of the back or spine on it. That's the one you want first. You're going to go ahead and dry fit that into its spot, and then whenever you feel comfortable with it, go ahead and glue it in place. Once you have that wing on, you can go ahead and grab the other wing and slide it into its spot as well. And so the right wing is going to be just a little bit taller than the left wing. So once you have that in there the way you want, go ahead and glue it. And after that, you are going to put the head on, and the head is going to rest a little bit differently. So it's going to come down just a little bit and sit on the edge of the neck. So just like that. So once you have that how you want it, go ahead and glue it. And with that, our first Fury is done. So go ahead and put the second one together just like we did with this one, and then I will show you how to put the next one together. And the first two Furies are now done. So with those done, let's go ahead and go back to the book and see what our next model is going to be. And it looks like this Fury, we are going to need numbers 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. So go ahead and cut those off, clean them, and we will get started on the second set of Furies. Once all that's cleaned up, go ahead and grab the body, which is C30, and go ahead and grab the tail, which is going to be C28. And with these, you are going to want to, again, dry fit them and make sure that you get them fit exactly how they are supposed to be. And now with that piece dried, go ahead and grab the head, which is C27, and that same body. And you see the spine, well, you're going to turn it around to where it's on the opposite side. And the head is going to sit right in there just like that. So go ahead and work with it. It's going to be a little tricky to get this one put together. And once you have it figured out just like that, go ahead and glue it together. And with the head and the other arm put on, you can go ahead and put on the other leg, which is going to be right down here. And it just kind of fits over the arm. So once you get that dry fit the way it's supposed to be, go ahead and put it together. And with that piece put together, last one you have to do is the other wing. And this is going to have its other arm and the dagger in it, so that should dry fit in there pretty well. Just go ahead and glue that together. And with that done, there is another Fury ready to go. So that is how you put together those Furies. Go ahead and do the other one, and we will come back and work on the last set that we have to do. And with those two done, we can go ahead and move on to our last model. And it looks like in the book, it is going to be the rest of what is on the sprues. So it is going to be 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42. So go ahead and cut those off, clean them up, and we will put them together. And once all the pieces are taken off and ready, go ahead and get the long wing and the torso, and you are going to fit them together just like that. And so once you have that set the way it's supposed to, go ahead and glue it in. And once that piece is fully put together, you can go ahead and grab the other wing, which is number 41, and that is going to slide into the back just like that. So obviously the wings are going to be up, so whenever you have that set the way it's supposed to be, go ahead and glue them together. And with that piece on, go ahead and grab the tail, and that is going to go on the back, obviously. So you just make sure you fit that in there how it is supposed to go, and then glue it together. And once that piece is on, you are going to go ahead and put the head on, and you obviously want to make sure that you get this fit just right. The head is kind of going to be hard to put on, but he's going to be looking to the right just a little bit. So go ahead and put the head on, and we will move on. And there we are. That is the Fury. So go ahead and put the last one together, and we will base them all and be done with these models. Once you have that together, that is all of the models for the Furies done. So now we have to just base them. So what we will do is just grab a 32mm base, figure out exactly where you want the model to go, and put it down on the base. And with that, all of the Furies and the raptryxes are done. So that is all of the character models done for the Warcry starter set. So let's go ahead and take it back up top, and I will give you my final thoughts on these models, and we will talk about the terrain video that will be coming up. And there it is. The Raptryx and Fury models are now put together, and we are almost ready to start playing. The only thing we have left to do is put the terrain together. And like I said, I will record that video and try to have it up tomorrow. That way, you're not having to wait for me to get the video up. I know you've already waited long enough for it, so I want to get it up as soon as I can. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell, and that way you know whenever I have new videos come out. So what do you guys think of these models so far? I love them. I think Games Workshop is doing a great job with the models they have been bringing out, and I am thinking about getting some of the other war bands. And if you would like to see some of those war bands put together, leave which ones you want to see put together in the comments. My goal is to actually get all of the different war bands, because this game looks awesome, and the way each faction plays, or excuse me, warband plays, is completely different, and so that's really cool and just adds to the depth of the game. But with all that being said, thank you so much for stopping by and checking it out. And once again, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.